Hey, how's everybody doing? Well, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do something a little bit different. I'm going to do myself a new project, and it is biggin'. I'm going to make a kelp generator. Now, I know that there's a bunch of kelp generators out there, and I've looked at some of the stuff, and it is definitely something. My kelp generator is really based on a very standard design. It's nice and small design that I based it on. But the actual kelp generator that I've made is massive. I'm even naming my world Kelp Monster because it is gonna be a biggin'. From my own calculations, and I could be wrong, everybody, but from my own calculations, I can produce 7,200 dried kelp per hour. Yes, that's 7,200 dried kelp per hour. And my machine can save the XP, so you can get the XP out of it. Anyways, it produces so much kelp that I literally have to make an overflow system. Anyways, so I'm in the world now, and I think that I'm going to go ahead and get things started quick. So let's see, I need to get myself some chests, and I need to get myself some signs. Now, I know, I'm in creative mode, and I do my videos in survival mode. Well, what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of gathering myself a few resources. Now, this video and none of my videos are ever about how to get the resources, so this is just a matter of me getting the resources first, and then I'll do the whole video in survival mode. Anyways, so my first box that I'm putting down, I'm just going to be putting down the items that are going to be found in the construction tab. My second box, I'm just going to do the same thing for the equipment tab, and so on and so forth. That's why I have 4 boxes, and frankly, it's going to be a lot easier to keep everything organized when I do it this way. So here I'm doing the items tab, and I'm going to be getting a lot of those. And then the last one, of course, is the Nature's tab, and I'm going to be using, well, I'm going to be using items from every single one of the tabs, so hopefully I can get this done and over with without too much trouble. I'm expecting it to be kind of a long video, so I'll try to keep it short. Anyways, the first things I'm going to set up from the construction tab. Alright, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and verify that this is the construction tab. As you can see, I'm going to get myself some trapdoors. I need 4 trapdoors for my build, and then I'm going to need 14 glass for my build. As you can see, I got 14 glass down there, and then I'm going to use 2 glass panes, and of course I can use any kind of fuel, but I prefer to use the dried kelp because, well, I'm making dried kelp, so why not? That just makes more sense for my project. Okay, let's put them inside. Well, let's try again. Let's put them inside the box. There we go. Trapdoors, glass, kelp, easy. Okay, next one, the equipment tab. Now this one, really, it doesn't require anything because this is just a backup. I may or may not need to have a pickaxe, but I'm going to go ahead and have it for available anyways. Now, I could choose anyone I want, but I'm going to go with the netherite pickaxe because, yeah, I'm cheating. So what? Anyways, items tab. Now this is where things get a little bit more complicated. And as you'll see, I am in the items category. I'm going to be picking up a bunch of items, and I'm going to be starting with the smoker. Now I am going to need at least 8 smokers, but I'm going to go with 10, and I'll show you why later. It's kind of about preference, and you can pick and choose when you see what I mean. I'm going to go with 2 composters because frankly, there's going to be value in it. I'm going to need 10 chests. I'm going to need 2 barrels, and I'm going to get some signs. I don't know exactly how many I'm going to need. I'm going to make sure I get enough just so that I can start labeling stuff. I think 11 should be fine. Well, that'll be fine. Anyways, so now I need to look at some water. So let's see, where's the water? Okay, there we go. 2 water buckets, obviously. Everybody knows how the kelp generators work. It requires water. Anyway, so moving on, let's get 4 rails, and I'm going to need 24 powered rails. As you can see, there you go, 24 powered rails. Yep, it's going to have minecarts. Next, I'm going to have some minecarts. Now, of course, I'm going to have minecarts with hopper because I'm going to be transferring Well, basically, I'm going to be transferring any overflow of the kelp so that I can cycle it back into the machine, and I'll need the carts for that. You'll see. I'm going to need a lot of redstone dust. Let's say 64 plus 20. I believe that's what I need for my machine build. I did some calculations earlier, but I'm just kind of doing this off of memory, so. All right, yes, and that means that I have 8 redstone blocks, 10 redstone torches, and 8 levers. Now, I know that those numbers are pretty accurate, so it shouldn't be any problem. I'm going to need 11 redstone repeaters. Then I'm going to need 3 redstone comparators. Now, here's the big one, and this is going to be a hefty one. I need 40 hoppers. Yes, 40. And that's one of the things that's going to make my machine so expensive. But you want to be getting yourself lots of dried kelp, this is how you do it. At least, this is how I do it. Okay, anyways, 2 droppers, 2 pistons, and 10 sticky pistons. There we go, and that's everything I need. As you can see, it's a nice big gulp. It's going to be pretty hefty on anybody who's trying to do survival mode. And I plan on doing this in survival mode. Haven't done it yet, but yeah, working on it. Let me put everything into the chest for organizational purposes. Sure. Well, I hope everybody can appreciate that anyways. So, items tab, done. Okay, nature's tab. This one shouldn't be too tough. I've only got a few things that I need to get from here, and mostly just sand and kelp and, well, building blocks, really. I mean, you can go with any kind of building blocks you want. I can do sponges, I can do coarse, I can soul sand, anything that's a solid block I can work with. I'm just going to go ahead and choose the amethyst because it's irrelevant. It's just really fun. So I think I'm going to get a few of these. I need 60, a full stack and plus 34 so that I can build this. I think that's pretty close. Like I said, I'm doing this kind of out of my memory, so and that's about it. Okay, well, that's enough of the creator mode. I'm going to go ahead and try and switch it over to survival mode so that we can do this properly, so that everybody can see me build it in survival mode. And that's the way I like to do things. Yeah, people. All right, there we go, survival mode. Okay, now I'm in survival mode, so let's get to it. Let's see. I'm going to grab some, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and grab everything I need. There's the building blocks, some sand. I'm going to need some items. Oh, let's see. I'm going to need, yeah, redstone, the various things. As you can see, levers. I'm going to grab pretty much everything. I think that's going to help the most. Yeah, I'm going to grab the smokers. I don't need them right away, but pretty close. Yeah, I'm just going to go with everything. I'm going to leave the redstone because that's kind of, or redstone blocks, because that's kind of the last on my thing, so I can come back for that. Ooh, I'm going to definitely need those. All right. Now, let's get started. Let's find a place out here. Let's try and get away from my boxes so they don't get in the way. There we go. Yeah, close enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down 2 blocks first, and then I'm going to put a third one down in front on the right. As you can see, it makes kind of a Tetris piece. Anyways, let's put some redstone on top of there and put it down there. I don't really want them to connect, but as I put the block on top, you see they kind of disconnect and they become separate entities themselves. Now I'm going to put down some redstone torch right there and a repeater. Basically, I'm creating a redstone clock. Anybody who's familiar with redstone clocks should recognize this as one of the most basic designs. It's real easy. Anyways, once I put down the last stone right here, yeah, there we go. Everything starts flashing. What that means is that the power is cycling through the clock and it is causing a signal repeat. And the signal repeat is what powers the machine and keeps everything going. It's the on and off feature that really works great and makes things work. It's the go juice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put down a torch lever right here so I can turn it on and off. Gives me control over the clock. See that? Everything has stopped flashing. So let's put down a sign so that we can recognize what this is and remember exactly what I have set it up for. Now, I don't think that I would forget, but it makes everything more clear, and I like clarity. Clarity is very important. It's basically the main power supply for the entire machine, so I'm going to call it power main. I like that. Now let's put down some sticky pistons, and I'm going to just try and, oh, yeah, I got it. Oh, yeah. You got to be careful because you put those down wrong. They can go to some really weird positions. Anyways, let's put down some more solid blocks in front of that. And, no, I don't want to put down the... Yep, right here is a perfect place for the sand. Okay, and then I'm going to put one right there. Now what I need to do is I need to build up my back wall for my kelp generator. Still, oh, I almost forgot to put that down there. Yeah, that's right. Put that. So what I'm doing right there is I am just building up the signal so that the signal will reach up to the top of my machine and be able to propagate. Well, I'm going to have pistons on top, and it's going to propagate to those pistons. I'm going to have some trap doors on top. It just makes everything work. So be assured I'm not doing anything crazy here. Well, maybe I am, but that comes down to a matter of perspective. Okay, let's go over here. I need to put down a couple more blocks on top so that I can put some redstone dust up there and get everything connected. There we go. And that's going to get everything running because I built the machine parts and connected it with those redstone torches on the side. Let's put up some trap doors right here, and yep, there we go. I got it. Okay, there we go. And make sure they're floating right. Yep, that's a correct position. They are going great. Okay, now I think I've got everything I need. Yeah, looks good. There's the last of the sand, and let's test it out. Let's see how good it is. Let's make sure that everything is functioning properly before I move on. And there we go. See, we got the trap doors, we got the pistons, we got the sand, we got everything moving about because of that flickering light. Thank goodness for the clock. Now let's put up the sides and build up the upper part of the machine. This is pretty straightforward, but you definitely need to have the glass up in there. See, I'm going to put you some glass right here and here. That's going to allow for a port. It's important to be able to tell because sometimes that kelp can break and it needs to be replaced on occasion. Not a big deal, but you need to be able to see it happen. So if it does, now we can see. And I'm going to put down some more glass right here. And now all I got to do is just build up the front of the wall in order to get the, whoop, oh darn it, I forgot. I don't want that bottom part to be filled in. I'm going to be needing that little hole for something else. Basically it'll be ironically part of a overflow system. Anyways, you'll see what I mean later on, and I can't really get into everything because there is a lot. Nope, careful, let's not put another one in there. Okay. Anyway, so now the basic part of the machine's almost built. I'm putting up the top. Oh, right here. Now, most people fill that in with solid blocks, but I like to fill it in with glass panes because the glass panes allow the kelp to actually flow underneath. Instead, the solid blocks would have the kelp flow up to the top, and it wouldn't all go through, and I don't want that to happen. So, continuing on, let's go ahead and move along. Hoppers. Yes, I need to set up the hopper system so that all of the kelp can be funneled into the end of the machine and exactly where I need it to go. So I'm going to count out here about 5 blocks and then put a couple on top. Right there is a great place, but I'm going to go ahead and use the dirt that I just gained. So that's basically a temporary block. I'm going to be mining out the bottom dirt as well. Now there's a reason for that because I want to put down a couple of chests right here so that we can go ahead and have everything go into those chests. This is going to basically be the end of my machine. Okay, so let's dig out the rest of this so that we have a place for the hoppers to go. Yep. Because I need to have the hoppers funnel into the chest. There we go. Oh, there they are. There's the hoppers. I found them. Okay. Got lost there for a second. I'm sorry. So now I squatted down so that I could get the hoppers to go into the chest, and that way it is going to be facing directly into the chest and everything will funnel in, and I can do that with every hopper coming out of it. Oh, I just realized. Yeah, no, I didn't actually want to have the hoppers down here in this little pit. I want to have the hoppers one above the pit. I'm going to be putting down the redstone blocks in the pit. Darn it. Okay, I really made a mistake, but that's okay. I can fix it. We have the power. Now let's go ahead and put down the hopper on the right-hand side right here, and we will be moving the other hoppers up and connecting them directly where that dirt block is. You know, I had it going right the first time until I just messed it up. Oh well, no problems. I can fix that. I can fix that. Well, what the? Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, let's try again. Okay. Hey, there we go. And as you can see, all of the little funnels are going towards the same direction into the dirt. Now I'm going to do the same thing. It's seriously, stop doing that. That's annoying. Okay, sorry people, but I'm going to go ahead and fix that. There we go. And I got a lot of fixing to do. I'm just got to stop making mistakes. Well, I just got to aim better, I think. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Got it. Now, excuse me. I'm going to get rid of the dirt. Oh, I think it's going to, there it is. It's in the chest, of course. Okay. What do I do next? Well, I want to put down the barrels because the barrels are going to be important on this part. Well, there's a lot about the overflow that I got going on. So the barrels are part of that overflow system, and that's why I got barrels here instead of anything else. Now I'm going to jump up, and there we go. Put on some hoppers there, and then my bottom section is basically complete. I need to put up some of those smokers now, and here we go. Let's squat down, and there we go. 3, 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Sorry, got thrown off my timing a little bit, but it's all right. So we got a bunch of the smokers, but here's the thing. I don't really want to have these front two as smokers. I can. It works great. It would be putting out a little bit more, but I actually like to have a little bit different. Composter will take any of the overflow and it'll keep up with it, even if there's so much overflow that the smokers can't keep up. And there's a lot of times where the smokers, you just can't keep up with this machine because this stuff puts out so much kelp. I can't believe it. That's why I had to have the overflow system. It's amazing how much this little kelp thing puts out. Anyways, let's go ahead and put some hoppers down, because these hoppers are going to be catching the kelp itself and funneling it down directly into the smokers. Then, of course, I'm going to use the smokers for cooking and blah, blah, blah. The bee's knees. Okay, now I have them. Well, the overflow system, once again, let's go ahead and put down some building blocks, some temporary blocks, and a hopper. And that hopper is going to be facing down directly into the dirt, the same way that all of the other hoppers so far have been on top. Now I'm going to have this a little bit different. It's facing directly into that hopper I just placed. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So let's put down a solid block, a temporary block, and another hopper facing directly down into the temporary block, in this case, the dirt. Okay. And I need to somehow fix that. Now, as you can see, that is actually facing directly down, just like the rest of them. I love it, except for that and on the other side, but I can get that on the, there we go. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so you have one facing to the left and one facing to the right. You'll know that that is definitely the way this machine needs to be working out. Now, that's going to be creating, of course, the overflow system, because that, I don't know why, but that's where all the kelp tends to stop. It tends to pool. I don't know why. Some overflow goes directly into the composters, but not a lot, you know. That's why I put down the composters. It's not worth it for the fuel that would be required. Anyways, I'm putting up some temporary blocks up there because I'm going to be putting the droppers directly underneath the temporary blocks, and that will allow me to cycle the overflow up into the droppers using the hopper mine carts in a little bit. Now, I got to be very careful. As you see that hole, it needs to be facing down. We don't want it facing any direction other than down. If it's facing any other direction, you're going to have to break it and put it back. Trust me, I've had to do that several times while practicing on building this machine. Very annoying. All right, so we got them both set up properly. Let's put those trap doors in right here. They're basically my idea of a maintenance access. May or may not ever need them, but I like it. I think it looks cool, and it's just unique. Okay, I'm going to dig underneath here because, frankly, it's a little bit easier than going all the way around my machine. And once again, I love the idea of the maintenance access, and it feels like an underground maintenance thing to under my machine. All right. Anyways, turning it on, it just shows that everything is working properly. The lights are flashing. The pistons are moving. Pistoning? I don't know. All right. They are pumping. The pistons are pumping. Yay. Okay. So anyways, what do I got to do next? Let's see. I should put down the glass. Now, there's a reason that I use glass, but I only use the glass over the 4 smokers, because that's where I'm going to be putting some more chests and hopper systems so that I can funnel the fuel directly into the smokers. And I'm going to do that on both sides. I don't need anything more than just the 4 glass, and then I'm going to put 2 more solid blocks at the end of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 more solid blocks, just like this. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put more hoppers down so we can have the funnel system. And as you can see, all this stuff is pretty basic for a design of a catch system of kelp. Now, up here is a little bit different. I need to get the power going from my clock onto my droppers. So I'm going to just go ahead and take it from here. There we go. And but now the caveat, I found I only need to put it on one of the droppers, not both of them. Apparently the power transfers just fine, so it actually shares the power with the one that's right next to it. Easy. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a hopper on both of these for funneling into the droppers. Now I could have gone above, I could have gone from the sides, but it kind of messes up with the rail system and I don't like that. So I want the overflow to work properly. Anyways, wait a minute. I'm going to put some water in here and I'm going to put the kelp. Oh boy, I should have brought the kelp with me. You know what? I apologize, everybody. I should have brought the kelp with me. I just wasn't thinking ahead. Let's put the water and then we'll go ahead and get the kelp and do that. And you can see the water is flowing nicely. There's no apparent water flowing, where it's not supposed to. So, good thing, and it's stopping right at the edge, which means everything is ready for that kelp. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Natural, of course. That makes sense. I should have thought of that. Let's go ahead and put this back where it belongs, where it wants to be. Yeah, so, well, actually, I have a better idea. Let's just go ahead and float it up underneath there. Okay, come on. Shouldn't be that hard. Oh, come on. Oh, all right, I got it. All right, now one more, and there we go. There's the kelp. Yay. Now we can start creating the kelp and let the kelp flow. Let it be happy the way that it needs to be. I have a nice little fire. Okay, I'm putting those 2 blocks down there. It's just going to make it a little bit easier once I get around to building the overflow section. Okay, let's test this to make sure that the kelp is going to do. In fact, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go ahead and let it keep running and fill everything up. There we go. Now you can see the kelp is clearly flowing, which means it is generating kelp properly. And none of that kelp will ever be floating up to the roof because I have those glass panes rather than glass solid blocks. Now this is where everything gets good. This is where I start making the overflow system. These are for the redstone dust to come down on it, kind of like steps or stairs, and that's going to be necessary because there's got to be a way to connect this to the rest of the machine where it needs to be. Now I need to have a redstone comparator up here, right? Okay. Now I need to grab my comparators. Let's go ahead and move it over here. Perfect. I got it. There we go. No problem. Okay, I'm going to have to do the same thing on the other side. This time I'm a little bit more ready with the extra block. There we go. Okay. Oh, well, careful there. Good. And I can start putting down the redstone. There we go. I want to do this one first. And, let's see, I should need a repeater down here on the left. Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's perfect. That way when that one goes off, it'll go in here and in here, because this is actually the main part of the circuit. I'm going to put another redstone repeater down here, and it's connected to the circuit right there because of the dirt. And I'm going to do basically a little bit more here. I'm going to break that and cut through here and put some redstone dust through so that we can get underneath, because this is going to be the place for the rail system and I cannot be going over it. Oh, there's some redstone. And I can actually put... You know what? It just occurred to me. I don't think that I can actually have that out all the way, because I'm going to be having some other stuff that's going to interfere with it. See, I'm going to have some pistons right there, and then that's just going to send the signal wrong. Yeah, I'm going to have to dig that farther down. My apologies. You know what? I'll just go ahead and do that later. Let's put down some redstone dust on here. Now this is just for the signal compressor so that it will not overstimulate. I don't know how else to put it. Anyways, if you're really curious about how the comparators work, go ahead and Google it. I'm sure you can find out a lot of good information about that. Redstone comparators are some neat things. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is for my rail system. I'm going to go ahead and put a regular rail right here. And I'm going to need some powered rails along the way. Okay. 1, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and crouch, and 5. There we go. Going to do the same thing on the other side. Let's see. 1, come on. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. I lost count. My amethyst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I got it. And then we'll put the powered rails here, and wait. It just occurred to me. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no. It's almost supposed to be 4, and then a regular rail. Okay, regular rail. I need to break that. My bad. Let's go ahead and put down the regular rail. Now we can start building up so we can get it going up and around. Let's put down a solid block right here. And then I'm going to have to put down some temporary blocks. Let's go ahead and get rid of the hopper. Don't need it immediately. Then put another solid block on top of that. And temporary block. And then a solid block. Come on. Solid block here. There we go. Okay, I got it. Break that. And then I can put down some redstone dust underneath that. Let's go ahead and do that right here. Where's the redstone dust? Good. There we go. And that is going to power my rails in just a second. Okay, let's go ahead and dig underneath and you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to do double. So I'm going to be putting a lever down there. I'm going to use the lever for the overflow valve, and I'm going to use the power from the lever to also power the rail system. So right here, you see this? I just need to get me some levers, and I'm going to use that on the back wall so that it will power both. 2 for the price of 1. I think that's the best way to use my money right there. And activate it. You'll see everything lights up. Perfection. And right there and right there. Now, and you'll also see that once I put down my rail system, the rails on that ramp will go. Now I'm going to go ahead and put down a sign just for clarification. It is an overflow control switch. I'll just call it overflow control. Controller. Yeah. I like that. Overflow controller makes more sense. I had to think about it. Okay, now let's go ahead and put some. Now I'm going to go put a normal rail right here. Then I'm going to put down a powered rail and another powered rail. And you can see they light up because they have power going to them. As you saw, I just did that earlier. Now I need to put out a extension, and then I'm going to put down a temporary block. Build up on the temporary block with a solid block so that I can start putting in my hopper system. It will have carts going over it, and those carts are going to feed down the extra kelp into the droppers. There's a hopper. I'm going to put down some more powered rails. Let's see if I can get that back one. Come on. There we go. 1. Oh, come on. 2. Oh, bother. There we go. What is going on? There we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and it's going to come down, ramp down. Notice how it's flashing on and off? Yeah, there's reason for that. It's actually flashing because of the circuit right up over here. You can see it right there. It's sending a signal directly into the thing, but that's not going to be a problem because we have a solution for that. But I want to show you something. Now, one of the things I tried, and some people might think about, is just to place, you know, some temporary block or solid block up on top of that, and then it'll power the droppers. But the problem is, it still does the same thing to the rails, and I don't really feel like that's a proper use of my resources. So I just don't like it. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those and leave it the way it was. And redstone. Whoops. What's going on? Oh, of course, I forgot. I'm going to go ahead and finish up over here. And yep, the count is correct. Okay, so let's put down the solid block, put down the temporary block, put down a solid block on top of that, and another temporary block, as we did on the other side. Now we, of course, need to put down, and there we go. Easy, easy. Okay, now we need to take care of that. Have a control mechanism on this side, just like we did on the other side. We're going to put down a lever underneath here, and some redstone dust so that we can complete the overflow control circuit. So, there's that lever. Come on. There we go. And we'll activate that. Boom. You can see that the power is running properly. It's going to send power up into the ramp. I'm going to go ahead and name this just like the other side, overflow controller. There we go. That way it's nicely organized. I like organized. Very good. So let's put down some more redstone dust so that everything is nicely connected where it needs to be. And it's powering the controller, and it's powering, in a second, the rails. Boom and boom. There we go. Turned on. Now let's continue back here. Let's go ahead and extend that out. We're going to go ahead and put down a temporary block on the front of that. Just like this. Boom. And then we're going to extend it up. Boom. And then we're going to go ahead and put down the hoppers. Last two. And boom and boom. Okay. I'm going to complete the project with the last 4 powered rails, and then the whole system will be near complete. That's right, we need to actually, I forgot to put the redstone dust on that. Dang it. Well, I thought I did that. Okay, so now one of the things that I need to do is I need to put a lever underneath this, right where that temporary block is, so that it will have permanent power and it will not be affected by the clock that is currently affecting it. And activate. Boom. There we go. Okay. Now you can see that the entire rail system is active and hot. All we need to do is put down some mine carts, and they will zoom around picking up the extra kelp when it becomes available. Oh, I need to go get them, but what's going on? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick that up later, just a second. I think that it's better that I go ahead and get this done, since I'm right here. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to be very careful about where I bring that redstone dust. I don't want it to be lit up by the wrong sources of power, so let's dig a little bit deeper. And yeah, I think that's going to work just fine. That way it's not going to affect anything or be affected by anything. Let's see, right over here. And then I can bring it all the way to my clock. Now, it's not meant to do anything other than stop the clock when there's an overflow problem. Now, it will flash, but its back signal doesn't really matter. See, it's flashing right now, but it's not hurting anything. It's okay to have the flashing. It's just coming from the clock. When it activates and it goes hot, it'll stop the clock. Trust me. So, what do we got? Yeah, the overflow control valve requires a few things. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and try and get a little bit of that here going on. I'm going to base it on this. I'm going to take it off that circuit. And I'm going to put down a redstone comparator on this block right here. Let's see. Where's that? There we go. Now let's see. Let's make sure I can face it the right direction. I always have trouble with this. Like, yeah. No, wait, no, other way. There we go. This way. That's better. I almost put it on backwards. Yep, did it right. Okay, now we need to put a piece of glass on the back of that. Now there's a reason that I have to put glass on that, because I don't actually want the energy from the lever I'm going to set right there to propagate anywhere other than into the comparator. And that lever basically setting a power level of 15 or so into the comparator. That way it's going to be comparing it to the clock, which is going to be one less. As you saw, I put one redstone dust away from my signal. That way it's just the way it works, okay? And I'm going to be transferring this over. Let's build the back of the clock for my overclock system, for my overflow system. Well, it gets kind of loud up there, don't it? Alright, let's see. I need to put a solid block right here, and a solid block right here, and then that's where I'm going to put a repeater. Now, this is actually building an additional clock on the back of the thing, but that's because I don't want the whole machine running all the time. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, I got it. So sometimes I just want those droppers running. And when the droppers are full, when the droppers are full, I need to be able to get rid of that kelp by cycling it back into the machine. The easiest way to do it, of course, is to have a second clock, and that's what this is. It's a very basic clock. So let's get them dirt down here and build it up and do a solid block right here. Now I want to put a torch on there, but for the second I need to get that redstone dust. So let's do a jump. Oh, yeah, I got it. And that starts up my overflow clock. Now let's put that redstone torch on here, because this is going to allow me to control my clock, which is absolutely important. Let's go ahead and put the redstone right here. Temporary block on top of that, so that I can put a solid block on top of that torch. And then I'm going to put a torch on the other side. Come on. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Okay, that was weird. Well, this other torch will help keep everything there. See? And it stopped. Yeah, that's the way it works. So the way it's designed is whenever the main machine is running, this backup clock, the overflow clock, should not function. It should be off. See that? Now that'll activate the droppers. It does activate the pistons and trapdoors on top, but that's really not a big deal. There's no carts that are pumping anything into the droppers right now, so obviously there's no kelp to be flowing through right now. I'm going to go ahead and label that so that everybody will know what's going on with that lever that I just placed there. Let's call it an overflow clock controller, maybe, I think. Okay, that does make more sense. Overflow clock shut off does work. Mostly because otherwise it'd be running all the time, and that could be annoying whenever I turn the machine off. There we go. What should I call this? I mean, it's just meant for signal generation. It's never really meant to be turned off. Ooh, I think I just figured it out. Yep, that works. Okay, so it is a fixed source of power so that it will put out a proper amount. Now, as you can see, the red line down here shows that there's an overflow problem already. But, yeah, I forgot. I need to keep those things turned on. Oh, some temporary blocks I should have removed. Let's see what else. Let's put down the minecarts with hopper. Hopper with minecarts? Should be pretty much everything, yeah. Okay, let's get those minecarts up on there. Yeah, as you can see, the item hopper is clearly full. That's why it's sending a signal. Ooh, I should have put that there in the first place. Wait, let me double check, make sure that the redstone's... Okay, yeah, it is. Oh. There. Now that's sending a signal properly. Yes, very good. Very good. And that should be stopping the clock. There, see? See, it should be running. If it wasn't for this, watch. Boom. And, yeah, so that means the overflow is functioning properly. Perfect. I love it. All right. Now, what am I going to do? I kind of want to show how this is supposed... Wait, what? Okay, I don't know what's going on. Should have been... Oh, right, the machine's off. So whenever the machine is off, it's supposed to activate the backup system. But the machine is currently on. As you can see, nothing seems to be working. But once I flip the switch, yep. That's great. But the main machine is not actually working. It's just the backup system. And that doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with anything. See? None of that's working. It should. It's actually exactly the way it's supposed to be right now. Now, if I turn that back on, there you go. See? It's exactly the way it's supposed to be. Mainly because it's still blocked by the overflow valve. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we can keep our XP. And I'm going to start that by putting down the redstone blocks. And voila. I'm going to put down some sticky pistons. And those things are going to control the position of the redstone blocks to either allow or disallow flow of said dried kelp. Now, this is right, but I need to keep myself from falling down. No, I don't want to put it there because that'll break the redstone's block. But I can put it one in front, and there we go. Careful now, that's the same problem. I want to put down glass right there if I'm going to put down anything, and that's why I got an extra glass. There. Nice and tidy. And those are set up. You know, I got to do it on the other side too. So let's go ahead and break this out. Oops. Okay. And one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, awesome. And I got to put down some sticky pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4, of course. Now let's get out of here. Yep, careful. Let's replace that. All right. I think I gotta go ahead and build myself a clock for that because, well, I can't be having them just sit there, and I can't be having a real fast clock moving them in and out. They have to move at about the same pace that the kelp is generated. So I created myself a clock that activates about once every 5 seconds, about the same amount of time that it takes for the kelp to generate. It's variable, so I can go ahead and set it however I like to. So what I'm going to do is set down 4 solid blocks, and I'm going to cover the first 3 solid blocks with some redstone repeaters. Now, that goes like that, and then I'm going to click them down to their maximum, which is 3 clicks, which really basically just gives me extra delay. I'm going to put down some redstone dust right here, 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 and there. Okay, and I'm going to put down some more repeaters just at the end of the redstone dust space, basically of only one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that connects everything, thus creating basically a really slow clock. And I'm going to put these all the way to their max, except this 1, 2, and 1. I can modify that later if I don't like it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and add some redstone dust right here. And I'm going to dig down and add some more redstone dust because I'm going to be putting a torch over there, and that's going to modify whether the torch is on or off. But let's go ahead and put down the solid black first. There we go. So we can watch it activate. And here's the road. Boom. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 second. And now I'm going to go ahead and try and lead this over to my, wait, there's something. Let me put some redstone dust on these first. Then I'm going to move it out over to the other side. Wait a minute. You know what? I really can't put the redstone dust directly underneath it because that's going to affect that piston. Then, all right, so I got to dig down right here and here. That's fine. Safe. That works. Okay. Everything's clear. It'll work just fine. I'm going to get it over to these pistons. Let's go ahead and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Everything's going to work in tandem. Okay. Now, kind of back over here. I need to build something that's going to keep those pistons from just being open all the time or closed all the time with that clock. So here's what I did. I went on the internet and I found a way to make it work. And yes, this is not my own design. This little piece right here is definitely internet based. It comes right off of the Minecraft Wiki for logic circuits. And this is a cool logic circuit, but I didn't figure it out myself. I couldn't. I tried. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. See? It's already working. Watch. It just flickers. And that little flicker is what I need because then it will release only one kelp. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and try to control this a little bit by putting down some redstone dust and a lever right here. Right here. There we go. Okay. Let's connect everything up. And okay, so what this lever right here is going to do is it's going to make sure that the redstone blocks are always pulled away from the hoppers. Thus, the hoppers are able to be active. They will flow. They'll let the dried kelp flow. So I'm going to say that it is basically a hopper control. It keeps the hoppers always active. I don't know how I'm going to say that exactly. Let me think about this. Hopper controller. No, just hopper control. Always active. Hoppers, no, that's too. I'm just going to say always active. I know it doesn't seem super clear, but I'm referring to the hoppers. The hoppers are always active. I mean, how complicated is that? I'm hoping it'll be fine for everybody. Okay. So, if you go ahead and see what it does, it will activate and everything, bam, the hoppers are active. Everything will be flowing into, well, the barrels and then into the chest. Now, if I undo that, it will still activate based on the clock. Now, this one I'm using so that it will keep it always closed. Thus, it's going to make the hoppers always not active or inactive. So I'm going to write basically the same thing and say just hopper or always inactive. Yeah, I'm going to say hopper inactive. Yeah, all right. Or always inactive. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right, so I've never been taught any of this, so forgive me if I'm trying to figure it out on the fly. Okay, now on. Boom. And no matter how many times the clock. Okay, what? Now that's not supposed to be happening. Why is it doing that? Think about this. Well, let's just go ahead and run the machine. Figure everything out later. This is the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and put down some mine carts with hoppers so that we can get the overflow coming up into the droppers. Now this is going to be basically gravity fed. I'm going to try and get all 5 hoppers, minecart hoppers. I've already got the one, so let's get the other 4. Let's see if we can time it correctly. If you don't time it correctly, then you get everything bumping into each other and it throws all of the stuff off. That doesn't work. 3, 4, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. That's all of them. That wasn't so bad. Yeah, we're seriously starting to back up on this thing. Anyway. Yeah, looks nice. Yep. You can see that it is pulling the kelp out of the hoppers. And, well, nothing's flowing because I don't have any fuel. Let's see. I don't understand. Why in the heck? I shouldn't be doing that. Wait. I think I know what the problem. Yeah, there's your problem. Okay, now I won't do that anymore. It's definitely not supposed to be running at the same time as the main clock. Now it won't. Watch. There, all better. Okay. And it looks like almost everything is pretty much complete. Yeah, we still got a bit of an overflow, but not too bad. It's not maxed out yet. You can see that kelp is coming right up almost to the end. Not completely. Oh yeah, right, no fuel. Maybe I should go ahead and put some fuel in the smokers. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah. Grab the chests and start placing them where they're supposed to go. Boom, 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 and boom. Now I don't remember exactly how much dried fuel I'm supposed to put in here, so I'm just going to kind of wing it. Make sure that I got enough for the smokers. I think that's enough. Then I'm going to put some over here for these smokers. Not really doing a count. Did the math before, but like I said, I'm just doing this off the top of my head and I don't really remember. 1, 2, 3, come on. 4, okay. And I'm going to put some more fuel in the fire. Put about half of that, I think. And put the rest in here, I don't care. Whatever. Alright. Good, now we're baking some kelp. Yeah, that's great. Oops. Looks like the clock is a little bit fast. I want to slow it down. Let's put a tick down and see if that helps. Well, oh no, still too fast. Yeah, still too fast. Okay, let's reduce the ticks even more. Slowest and slowest. You don't really want to mess with anything other than those first 2 because it's not necessary. You get these down and you can get some pretty slow. Hold on. Yeah. Alright, now it's starting to reserve the kelp. Yeah, it is. Much better, okay. And that means that it's going to be reserving the XP inside the smoker. And once it goes through some kelp, I can grab the XP. You'll see, I'll show you. Anyway, so, always inactive. Oh, that's why. Always active. Let's go ahead and turn that on. And boom. it's going to go ahead and let the kelp become more significant. I don't like having such small numbers. It just bothers me because I feel like I'm going to run out of kelp if I let it accumulate a little bit more. It seems better that way to me. And just showing that it will not do anything. And now it should be always open. Okay. And all of that kelp I just accumulated is now gone along with the XP. I can't get that XP back, people. I just lost out. Oh no. I'm kidding. It doesn't really matter right now. I'm in basically a non-existent game mode. Okay, so the dried kelp is calculating up very quickly. That's exactly what I love to see. That's the way it's meant to be. Yeah, look at that. Now that's how you make dried kelp. That's awesome. I love it. You can get some dried kelp going through there very quickly. Alright. Cool. Let's see how much kelp's accumulating up on this thing. Okay, you know what occurs to me? I could probably be using the trapdoor. Oh well. I don't care. Let's just do the same thing over here. Why not? Let's see if I can. Wait, why can't I? Okay, this is why I put the trapdoors in. Man, I'm just not accumulating much kelp up there. Alright. Yeah, I know. The droppers are dropping. Oh, there you go. Wow. My system is working. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. I love it. Perfect. Okay. Let's see how much we got now. Yeah, look at that. This is dried kelp season right now. And watch the kelp go in. Got a little bit of kelp that overflowed. You can see there's some in the composters. Not enough. That's one of the reasons I like to use composters instead of a smoker or something, because smoker requires fuel and it's just a waste of fuel to use that much in those end composters. Alright, well, goodness, everything's just kind of done. Let's play around a little bit. I think, go ahead and close that up. Let the clock run. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and put this basically back to the normal starting position. And let's lock it up. Try and get some kelp to build up. Yeah. Let that XP build up. About every 5 seconds. 6, 7. I'm not sure if I kind of want to get to 10 or not, but I'm getting impatient. Let's just undo that and let the little clock cycle it. Boom. And one kelp just flew through. Watch. And boom. See? Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, boy, I'm not sure anything else to do. What the heck is that sound? Is something wrong with my machine? No. Seems like everything is working. Well, why is it? Well, that is strange. I've never heard that sound before. Okay. Well, whatever. Boy, that's kind of bugging me, but I'm not going to worry about it. Let's go ahead and end this. I am really happy that I got to build the machine without any significant errors or problems, and I'm happy to be with you, happy to have you guys, and happy to be able to just get everything done. It's been a lot of fun, it's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot worth it. You guys have a good day, good night, good whatever, and come back sometime. Bye-bye.